everyone, this is Mr. B, and welcome to today's lesson, which is how to use the basics of the sweep tool. So you notice I have a little bit of a preset up situation going on here, where I'm saying we have a block that we're going to be running a heating coil through. What this block is made of or what its purpose is, I don't know, but we are going to be creating a channel in here using the sweep function. And the purpose of this is so we can create a positive and a negative of the mold. So when we separate it, we'll have two halves of the same part where we can then run our conduit through and we can have a heating block when we put it all back together. So let's get on to this. So our heating conduit, it is just going to be a circle. So I'm going to create a circle that is on the center line of these two parts. And we're going to say it is a 1-inch diameter pipe. Quite big, but hey, I don't know what the exact purpose of this is for. So we're going to say it's 1 inch. And we're going to say it's also 1 inch from the edge, just for our simplicity's sake. So we have our profile. So in order to use a sweep, we have to have two sketches. You have to have a shape, and then which in our case is a circle. It could be whatever you want it to be. It could be a rectangle, it could be a star, it could be whatever sort of works in your head. The next part that you need is to create a path for it to follow. So I hid this part. You can just do this by showing or hide. I'm doing that so when I create a new sketch on the top of this part, it's going to be in the dead center of our part. So let's go in, use the center point, and we are going to go along and say we're going to have this nice little profile going on, and that's the end of it. And we are obviously going to fill it all of these corners because we can't have anything going on. So there we go. We got our corners filled in. And I went out of the sketch by accident, and we didn't want to do that because we weren't finished defining things. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to define everything. I'm going to make sure that everything is feasible in a sense. We may have to make our block bigger or change the size of things. We're going to say, because it's 6 inches across, we're going to make these 0.5. Actually, we'll make them 1. Because then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So and we're actually going to make this 0.5, and I'm going to remove that relationship because I want to change its starting position. We're going to change our hole sizing as well. So now we have everything at 1 inch, and we're going to say that these are also 1 inch from here, and actually we'll say they're half an inch. And now we can make, once we grab these 3 lines, I can say they are horizontal with each other. Okay, apparently there is no collinear. So if I make these 2 points, so yeah, you could do points. and you could make them horizontal with each other, and they'll give the same result. And pretty much we're just saying that they are in line horizontally with each other. So we have created our path and we've created our profile. I'm obviously going to edit this to be 0.5 and 0.5 of an inch. So now that we have that, we can use our sweep tool. And I'm going to choose to remove. So we are also going to show this top part. So we're removing these two faces, and our sweep path is sketch 4. You can see it is not liking something. That's why it's on thin. And there we go. So you notice I was having those issues, and that for some reason because it chose to make it a thin feature out of automation, and we obviously didn't want that. So put it back to solid where it removes everything, and it clearly works. So there we go. We now have our sweep path going through, and we could check this by hiding this top part, and you can see we have half of a circle channel going through our part. And if I flip this around, you can see the inverse is on the bottom of our part. So that is the main function of a sweep tool, is to either cut out using a path or to create a part using a path, so we can have these curvatures within something that normally you wouldn't be able to model into. So like let's say the profile of a computer mouse that has a lot of curvature faces on it, where we would use lofts and sweeps to create the component, where a more blocky looking object would require the extrude and revolve function, where if we wanted to fill it in the corners to make things more appear more smooth, that would be the solution. But the main function of our sweep tool is to create a feature that is following a path along a set guideline. Within other programs such as SolidWorks, you don't have to create this circle. The circle is a pre-built-in program path where you could tell SolidWorks, hey, we're going to follow this line and we are going to cut out using a half-inch circle, and it'll automatically do all that procedural stuff for you. Where in Onshape, we have to have two individual sketches where we have our path, our cutting path, which was sketch 4, and we have our profile, which we were cutting, which is sketch 3. All right, and that's the end of today's lesson. I hope that went well for you, and tomorrow we will be looking at the loft tool. Until then, have a good afternoon or a good day.